Hey guys, Luke here. Going to give you a little bit of a run through on some of the mechanics involved with scapular control or shoulder stability. It's a really important part of your training to keep your shoulders healthy because shoulder pain, it really limits your ability to do stuff and really limits your ability to do the cool stuff. There's no doubt about that. So if you ever have any pinching sensations or jamming sensations or something feels like it's getting a little bit caught and you've got to kind of shake it out, that's usually an indicator that there's some level of entrapment or some level of instability that's causing some pinching in the structures around your shoulder. Now, things that are important to note with the shoulder is that this is the scapula, so this is your shoulder blade. So this would be your right one, sits on the back like this, and this is your collarbone that runs across here. Now, the only part of your whole upper arm, so this is your upper arm down to your elbow to your hand. The only part of your whole upper limb, shoulder blade, and arm that attaches to the rest of your skeleton is this little piece here where that joins into your sternum, and which is your collarbone. So the only stability you get that's a joint helping to stabilize your whole upper limb when it's moving is from this little bad boy here. Now, it's not much, right? It doesn't move much and it's not much of a stabilizer. So the rest of the stability has to come from soft tissue. So the rest of the stability comes from the muscular control, stabilizing your shoulder blade on your rib cage, yeah? Now, if there's some weakness around there, if serratus, one that wraps around like fingers around here, isn't suctioning it down and gripping it onto your rib cage, if you've got too much dominance in your upper traps or up through here and it's sort of shunting upwards this way instead of sweeping up like this, then you can get some pinching up in there. If you're a little bit office bound and you're a little bit too much like this and you're not enough in this retracted position or a more neutral position, then you'll get a bit of rounding and it can jam up underneath here. So there's lots of ways that positions can cause impingement or trap or pinching. But fundamentally, the things that are getting pinched on most commonly happen underneath here. Now, this little space is called the subacromial space. Now, that just means that it's the space underneath this acromion here. Now, what passes through there is the supraspinatus tendon, one of your rotator cuffs. There's also a little bursa under there, subacromial bursa, that helps buffer against friction so that things slide nice and freely. And what can happen is, as you can see, there's not much space there, right? It's a pretty narrow little gap. So your upper arm has to glide and shift down a little bit as it rotates to keep that space there. So if you have an imbalance in how things are being stabilized around your shoulder and it's pulling up too hard, it'll shunt straight upward and pinch in this little space. So often people get pinching when they go up overhead, if they push up overhead this way, or if they do these ones in the gym, you can sometimes get a bit of pinching, something like hanging also, because then your arm's kind of vertical here, you're like in this position here. So balancing out how you control the positions in your upper arm and how you control the stability of your shoulder girdle is really important in preventing the pinching becoming tearing or becoming bursitis or something nasty that's a bit more annoying to get rid of. And that's why it's really important to perfect the positions that you use when you do your warm-up exercises. So activating, getting the bands out and doing the exercises to improve the balance of control around your upper arm, your humerus into the socket and your rotator cuff, as well as the muscles that stabilize your scapula. So fundamentally, there's not much that helps stabilize the shoulder other than your own muscles. So if you don't have good control over them, you're not going to have very much control when you're working out, and the chances of you getting some pinching is going to be pretty high. So if you experience pinching, speak with one of our practitioners, speak to your coach, find out what you can do about it. If they can't help you, obviously come and see us, or even speak to your doctor or your physio. Now, pinching though, it's generally a precursor. There's some function that's going on. So we want to address the function. We don't want to just like treat the pain. We want to really figure out why you're getting jamming there, fix that, and then the pain should go away and you can keep smashing your personal best in the gym.